Hi, I'm Annette from itsadelight.com, and this morning I am going to show you how I make my cranberry blueberry bread. So this is just a favorite recipe. I will show you it all sliced up when we're all done. But I love to make this around the holidays, at Christmas time. Sometimes it's even a good one to have at Thanksgiving. We love it around Valentine's. All winter long we love to eat this bread. Another thing I love about this bread is it freezes really well. So I'm gonna make mine today in a small bundt pan. This whole recipe fits in one just average normal size bundt pan. And then I'm also gonna get a little mini loaf and a little tiny kind of a muffin pan out of it. And I want that because I want to be able to freeze an extra loaf for later. That gives us a little bundt size one for right now. We're going to have with a soup supper or something else for breakfast and coffee. So I'm going to show you how to make this. You can change your berries. Also, I use even 2 cups of cranberries and 2 cups of blueberries. If it's too cranberry-ish for you, you can do less cranberries or more blueberries. I think personally, this would even be great as a raspberry blueberry bread. I can't believe I've never tried it, but I haven't. I've been making this one for a long time, probably over 20, 25 years. I don't know, but it's a good favorite, super easy. So we're just gonna jump right in. And first thing I'm gonna tell you is, this is my dry ingredients. Yep, all right here. So this is another thing I do. About Thanksgiving time, when I'm gonna make some to put in the freezer, because I often have overnight guests and I wanna pull it out for breakfast, I will just make up about 3 of what I call the dry mix baggies, and that's what this is. So now when I wanna whip this up, it's even easier. So this is my dry mix, and what this is this is 4 cups of all-purpose flour. Get it all in there a minute. And it is 1 3/4 cups of sugar, just an organic cane sugar is what I got in here today. 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 2 tablespoons of, actually let me take that back. Usually I use 2 tablespoons of orange rind, and I didn't have this time. So what I have in here, and this is what I've done about the last 5 or 6 times I've made this, I did 1 teaspoon of orange rind powder. So if you wonder, where do I find that? Just in your spices, in the grocery store shelf, wherever you'd find any of your seasonings, that's where you would find that, okay? So I have 1 teaspoon of orange rind powder. That's what's in here. I also have used lemon rind. That works great too. So that's our dry, and it's already been mixed up, so we're not gonna really worry about having to mix that up. Next, I am going to just put a little well in here, and I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start dumping my wet in. So I have 2 eggs for my wet, and I have 1 1/2 cups of orange juice. This was just a can of frozen orange juice. It was concentrated, but had the water added to it, okay? Any kind of orange juice, just any orange juice that you have that you like. And next we're going to put in shortening, and I need 4 tablespoons of shortening. Mine's a bit on the soft side, and I don't like to use hydrogenated shortening at all. So what I use is this right here. I love this. I use this for my pie crust as well. And it really looks like a white shortening. That's what, it looks like, because mine was really soft and I wanted it soft. So while I'm heating my oven, I actually just stuck this in the oven to just get kind of melty and soft, so it'll mix up with my dry stuff really well. Okay, so that is it for my wet. Basically I have everything in here except for my berries, okay? So now I'm just gonna take the beaters. I'm just gonna beat this up for a minute. Okay, that's how I do it. I just get all that off. Okay, so now, once I take my beaters out and there's still a little bit of white powder in there. I didn't want to beat it because I kind of treat this like I would muffins or a quick bread, and I don't want to overbeat it. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of stir so I don't see any white powder left around the sides or the edges, okay? And now I just have this nice thick batter. You can see it's pretty thick, okay? So now I'm going to put my berries in. These are frozen blueberries, 2 cups, and I'm going to use 2 cups of cranberries. I don't want to turn my dough purple or pink, and it will go quickly once you put your berries in. So I'm going to just put these in there, and then I'm going to quickly add my cranberries. And this is how I do my cranberries. My cranberries were frozen. Again, I buy them in the fall. That's when we have cranberries around here, sometimes through the new year, and I just put them in the freezer like this, and then they're frozen. I'm just gonna put them in my mincer, and I'm just gonna kind of grind them up, okay? Hopefully without making too big of a mess. I'm gonna do half of it first. This thing is loud. It's just a little small mincer thing, and I'm just gonna dump them in the bowl, okay? Okay, so now I'm just gonna chop these up. Okay, and I open the top and I check them. I don't want any whole ones. Oh, this thing's giving me a little bit of grief today. I want them to be quite chopped, and some of these are just a little bit big yet. I'm gonna mince it for another minute. Okay, that is perfect. Very small pieces. I'm gonna dump that in here. And I'm gonna do my second cup worth. This is a 2-cup measure. And again, you could do this however fine you wanted to. If you wanted bigger pieces of cranberries in there, you could do that. I want mine quite small. Okay, that's all there is to that. Now, I'm just gonna give this a good stir real quick, just kind of like folding it. And that is looking really good. Okay, next I'm gonna grab my pan. I didn't butter it or grease it. Usually I use a little bit of this or coconut oil, whichever one. I'm just gonna grease my pan. There, those are all done. And I know that if I use my small bundt pan, I need about that much more, but you could even just do several mini pans, big loaves. You can do any size. I haven't tried muffins, but I don't know why it wouldn't work. I would think it would be delicious. And you can see that my batter is thick. It's really a good thick batter. A little bit more in there. And this is oh, you could put a little glaze on it if you really wanted it fancy for the holiday. I usually don't. This is just a really kind of a staple at our house as far as a treat goes for overnight guests, or like I say, during the holidays. And I love that it freezes well. I almost always serve mine frozen because I always make it ahead. Okay, pretty much got all of the good out, and my containers are filled up. So we're gonna put this in the oven now, and I'm just gonna bake this And it says for 35 to 40 minutes, but it takes a good, I think, 40-45 minutes in the bundt pan. Cake pan or the bread pan here will take a little bit shorter, maybe like a 30-35. So I usually set my timer for 30, and then I'll keep checking it, and I will take it out and I'll bring it and show it to you when it's all done and baked, and you're gonna love it. Okay, so now our bread is out. We could call this our coffee cake if we wanted to. And we have the little miniature bundt one that's just kind of like an oversized muffin, which turned out just perfect as well. And I'll write down the times below of how long each one baked. And so we're just gonna slice into this. I'm gonna use a bread knife for this. This is still warm. Hopefully I can just get a really nice piece off of this for you. And I could just eat this right now. Smells so delicious. We'll even put a little butter on there. I'm gonna actually turn this around for you so you can even see that. And this just makes such a wonderful coffee cake treat. We love to have it with soup, snack, sundaes. You'll get tons of compliments if you make this recipe. So I hope that you will enjoy this cranberry blueberry bread, and I'll see you in the next video.